Hi, this is Bernhard from JSON Content Importer. In this video, I show you how to create custom post types out of JSON. Imagine you have a JSON containing 8 meetup events like this. Here in Munich, you have data like time and date and location and the name of the meetup. And the task is to create a list of these 8 events. And if you click on one of these events, you get a detail page or custom post type displaying the details of the meetup. And this I'm gonna show you in this video can we do with the JSON Content Importer Pro WordPress plugin. The setting here is a WordPress 5.03 version together with 2 active plugins. One is the classic editor for putting together shortcodes in an easier way than with Gutenberg, and the other thing is the version 3.4.11 of the JSON Content Importer Pro WordPress plugin. The first steps are getting familiar with the JSON and display a list of all 8 meetups. If we have a look at the JSON, we have an idea and a name and much more data, and this data we want to display. For that, we create a new template in the JSON Content Importer Pro. You can here add template, and later on we have a template manager to display all templates. In this template, we define the URL here, and it's mandatory to define a unique template name for it. And here I prepared a twig statement for it to loop through all 8 meetups. It's a for loop with parent, and inside it we can have m.idea as reference to the idea of each item in this array of meetups. So when we store the template, we get a number. Here we got number 5, and this number 5 we use in a shortcode at a new page. Title might be list of meetups. JSON Content Importer Pro idea is 5, is referencing to the plugin template, and we have a preview on that. We get the list of the templates of the meetups created with the template. So here we're successful in displaying the data. We have access to it and can work with it. I set up the list of meetups a bit more beautiful in a list, and with a location and a formatted date and a more link. This more link now is just the ID of the meetup. You can see that here at the template manager with a new extended twig template. It's always the for and end for loop through all meetups. And here I added some format for the date. You can do this here in setting the time zone and the location, and added the location of it, and a link just here for test purposes to have a more beautiful link. So the task is, if we click here on more, new page, custom post type page should open with more details of a meetup. Let's create some custom post types out of JSON now. To do this, we have to first go to the options of the JSON Content Importer Pro, the custom posts type settings, and here we have to define 4 parameters we need for generating custom post types. The first is a type, a unique name for the data we here use, a redirect. We call it here meetup 2, and we see what this will have in effect later on, and the name of the custom post types, and a random number, a key. It's just up to you. It must just be random. So if we update here the settings, we store it, and if we update settings again, we will see here meetup 3 as a new custom post type. To make this a bit more beautiful, we remove the 3 and let's say here meetups. And if we save this again, first the settings are stored, and if we update it again, then it will change to meetups. So This is the first step to define in the options of the JSON Content Importer Pro the custom post types. You can add more just as defined here. In the next step, we create a new template of the plugin. We're just inserting here some dummy text. At this text later on, the content for the meetup details will be. So we write here, this is the template for the meetup details. Give it a name and that's it. Just save it. And we get here number 6, and this number 6 we use for a new page. The page should look like this. It's shortcode JSON Content Importer Pro, and it's defined the idea number 6. The debug mode is switched on, and the URL is defined where the data comes from for the future custom post types. If we do a preview here on that page, we get the debug messages. We see that JSON is coming in. We have this template we defined, and in the end we get this is the template for the meetup details. Now I add some more code to the shortcode. First point is mode is create. Then the shortcode knows, okay, we have to create here some custom post types. And the way how to create custom post types is defined in create options. The create options is a JSON which contains all needed information. Starting from type is meetup1. Do you remember the settings at the JSON Content Importer Pro options? The loop depends on the JSON. The JSON here does not need entry node, as it's the 8 meetups are starting from the beginning on. This depends on the JSON. And the title, we selected, this is the title, and select, let's give it a try. The idea, the slug name is also with the idea, and delete old is yes. You will later see on what that means. We just give it a try, save this, and do a preview on that. The preview shows us this. Okay, the key option is not valid, has not a valid value. Okay, let's see what we defined as key. Okay, and see key is this number, and we see an error we made here. Instead of this, we need an equation and update these settings. And if we now do a reload on that, the magic happens hopefully, and it start looping one meetup after the other. So we have created here a set of new custom post types. Let's have a look at the custom post types. At the custom post types here at meetups, let's see what happened. Okay, we see 8 custom post types. The title is the ID as we defined it in the shortcode. And if we look into one of the custom post types, we see this is the template for the meetup details as defined in the plugin template. We see the key, which is used for connecting these 8 custom post types together. And that's it. We created a new custom post type. Let's check the URL of this page. The link which is created is the meetup2. This value is defined in the options of the JSON Content Importer Pro when defining the custom post type, and slug name, and this is the idea, is defined in the shortcode. If we give it a try and see what's happening when using this link, the WordPress says, oh no, this page can't be found. To fix that, we go to the permalinks settings at settings permalinks. There at this WordPress installation name is the current permalink setting. We change this to post name this way and save that. And this will rearrange the permalink structure. And if we now recall the URL meetup2 slug name ID, we get this page. This is the template for the meetup details. To improve the output, I changed the shortcode and the template. First the shortcode. Here at the title should be only the name of the meetup, the slug name just the idea and the dynamic number of the idea, and delete old stays as it was before at yes. So if it's not yes, old custom post types would not be deleted. If it's yes, the old custom post types will be deleted and only the data from the JSON is relevant to the set of the custom post types. So this is a new thing. The other new thing is at the template to have real data on the custom post types. I changed the dummy text and added the description out of the JSON, the location with a latitude longitude link to Google Maps, the address and the link to meetup.com. If I store these two changes at the shortcode and this template and regenerate, and by calling the generating page, the meetup list will be now with the new names, and the items, the custom post types will be now have the description. Okay, it's German, the location with the Google Maps link, and the link to meetup.com. So this is the meetup link. Can have their coffee in the morning, and link to the Munich downtown where the meetup will take place. Now we can put together the overview and the custom post types. Here this more link should go to the detail pages, the custom post types. To do this, we change at the template number 5 here the link in the overview to meetup to ID and the dynamic ID, and this is more. I already did this here, and now I'm selecting another one. For example, this one. Here I go to the this event. The link is meetup to ID and the idea. And if I return to the current meetups, just linking to the list of meetups, go to the Drupal co-working day. So I get the Drupal co-working day and return to the meetups. So that's it in basic for putting together custom post types. Now I show you how to add custom post fields. To add custom fields to custom post types, we have to enhance the shortcode, and there are the create options, which is a JSON, and there's a new JSON field, custom fields. This is an array which contains the keys and the values for a new custom field. We have here two placeholders. One is the bracket open and bracket close, which mask the square brackets open and close, which we can't use here in this syntax because this would confuse WordPress, as these are also used for the shortcode. And also here the quote placeholders like this we have to use, otherwise WordPress would also be confused by using real quotes. So we have here an array with field 1 as key and value 1 as value 1, and a second custom field, field 2, and with a date. So at the date we can use here twig and JSON data, and let's see what's happening if we generate that by calling the generating page again. In the post we will get the content, and way down we get the field 1 and value 1 and field with the dynamic data inside. So this is the way to add custom fields at custom type posts. We're almost done. If you're satisfied with the results so far, we now can switch off the debug mode. We can delete this debug mode is 10, or just set a dearg before to reactivate it if needed. If we store that and calling the regenerating page, we get this page without the debug messages, with a starting, with the intro, and the 8 creatings of the custom post types. So every time you want to update your custom post types, you have to call this page, either manually or by a cron job. One way of cron job would be at your hoster if he offers calling URLs on a regular basis, every hour or every day or so, or you add a cron job manager, a cron job plugin to your WordPress, where you can use the cron job offered by WordPress. So this will give you updates for your custom post types. Thank you very much for using the JSON Content Importer. Let me know if this video was helpful, and other videos and hints are needed for your usage of JSON Content Importer. Thank you very much, Bernhard.